Welcome back to the channel. Today we are talking about Beretta 92 grips from LOK Grips. Are you ready? Stand by. So if you follow the channel, you're aware that I recently got some Beretta 92s from Langdon Tactical to finish the competitive season with. And while the grips that they come with are very nice G10 grips, they're kind of thin. In fact, they're very thin. And if you kind of hold them together, you can see kind of the bulge that goes up around the screw bushings. And that's intentional because they want you to get as much trigger finger on the trigger as you can. And this really opens it up for smaller handed shooters. But I've got pretty big hands, so I wanted to explore some other options on grips. And I went to LOK Grips and I asked them what are the most popular Beretta profile grips. And they've got about 3 listed on the website and one that's coming online soon. And so they sent me the thin grips, full checkered, and the thing that's nice about these is the checkering goes all the way to the top of the grip panel, whereas with the OEM Langdon ones, you can see it kind of gets smooth up there. It's not a huge deal because you can't get super high on the Beretta like you can on striker fire guns, but it's nice to have more traction. If you offer me more traction, I'm obviously going to take more traction. And their checkered profile is a couple clicks north of what the OEM texture is. Like, this is fantastic. It's good enough for shooting with and very good for carry. This is probably not quite as good for carry, but better for shooting with as far as their checker pattern is concerned. But I wanted to try them out. So if you're somebody with smaller hands, I think their thin checkered grips is going to be something that you're interested in because it's going to give you better access to the trigger and allow you to get more finger on the trigger for better control. Whereas I'm somebody with bigger hands, I like their full checker pattern as well. It's the same profile, and you can notice that the pattern is in straight lines as opposed to these little swirls because the elevation from bushing to bushing is the same, so it just kind of has like a ridge in the middle as opposed to sort of mounding up around the grip bushing. So the trigger reach is a little bit more with this set of grips. However, it's more my speed. It's more like a standard Beretta profile. But the belle of the ball, as far as I'm concerned, is these new grips. These are the Veloce or Veloce, I guess. I don't know what to call them.
Veloce. Fast.
They've got kind of the bogey texture up front where your fingertips are going to land, and they've got these kind of slant ridges across the back. And it is a super aggressive grip. I don't know that I would carry this because it is just so darn aggressive, but it feels absolutely fantastic in your hand. So if you're familiar with like the 1911 style grips, it has like the slant ridges across the back and the kind of golf ball pattern up front. This is kind of like that for the 92, and I'm really enjoying this profile because it basically feels like the checkering on the front strap of the gun extends onto the grip panel, so it gets great bite into your fingers, and similarly it kind of behind your knuckles where that part interfaces with the gun. It just really feels planted in your hand, makes you a lot less reliant on something like a grip enhancer, and when you build that support hand grip, those ridges just bite into your palm and the gun is just planted in your hand. So out of the grips that I got to try with these profiles, for USPSA style shooting, the Veloce is probably my favorite. So this is what's gonna live on my match gun. I'll back it up with another pair. But they're decent looking grips. It's worth also throwing in that they make these super awesome pistol stands. So if you need to increase your flex on the gram, they've got these available as well. But that's where I'm at with these. I'm gonna end up with the Veloces on both guns eventually. But in the meantime, I'm gonna keep the full checkered ones on the one that I actually intend to carry because the pattern's not so bad that I wouldn't be able to get away with it and carry. So if you appreciate this kind of content, please go ahead, hit the like button, subscribe if you can. No jokes because the guys behind me are just really giving it hell and I can't get an uninterrupted scene in. So we're just gonna finish right here today, unfortunately. Check out the links in the description. I've got a Patreon if you want 3 to 5 posts per week about getting better at practical shooting or just shooting in general. That's gonna be where you find it. I appreciate the guys over at LOK Grips for setting me up with these grips. I really appreciate them. And as always, appreciate you guys. Catch you on the next one. Take care, guys.